Alright, so here we're going to have a review of the Monolith M1570C. If you're wondering why you can see like the table behind the mat and my floor, it's because this box is massive, so it didn't fit in my normal framing of the video. Anyway, so let's go into the unboxing, review sound, comfort, all that stuff. So let's take it open here. Put that to the side. Got this giant case, comes with it. And desiccant for moisture. Let's get that to the side here. Alright. Now I'm going to switch to my zoomed in camera. Alright, so now I should be more in a zoomed in frame. You're just going to see this for a little bit while I get this stepped here. And you're presented with the headphones. And in the front, you have some velour pads, the stock cable, and a little note about it. So let's get the headphones out. Let's put the case away. And finally, something fits in frame. Now, let's get some small stuff out of the way. These pads are useless. They are trash. I don't know why they even bothered including this in here. You cannot wear them with these, even with comfort alone. They sound worse with these on, a lot worse. And just like look at the hole of this, and then look at the hole of this. Like this is clearly just some crappy afterthought. This was definitely just thrown in here because like why not? Maybe they had like a ton of these. I don't know why this is included. This is useless. Anyway, so really don't even imagine that being in there. What you have is these thick leather pads. I'm pretty sure these are fake leather, but I'm not certain. And here's the stock cable. Let's talk about the cable. Now, the cable is a little bit weird with these ones. It has this mini XLR plugs, like the ones they use in Odyssey and many of other headphones. But the weird thing is that these are wired like backwards. The pins are not wired the same way as other headphones are. So there we go, finally focused. The pins are not wired the same way. So if you tried to use this cable on an Odyssey or use an Odyssey cable on these, you would damage the headphone you're plugging them into. So please do not do that. Like if you're watching this video, you just got this, or like you're interested in getting this, just take note. Do not use an Odyssey cable with these. And if you get this cable and you have an Odyssey headphone or like some other headphone with mini XLR, do not use that cable. They did this probably to make it so that you have to buy their cables, but they didn't even release cables with many different terminations. I know they have a balanced XLR cable for these, which is like I think really expensive. I don't know. I didn't look into it too much, but this is useless. Don't do that. If you want to get a cable for these, I recommend the cable by Hart Audio. They have a replacement line. This is not sponsored in any way. But I just thought I'd mention if you are looking for a place to get one at a not like insane price or anything like that, you can get this. I'm trying to like unknot it here. Here we go. You can get this Hart Audio cable. I got mine in black, and I got it terminating in 4.4, and it is wired correctly. Just choose the one for the Monolith 1570 and 1570C, and you will not damage your headphones by plugging them in simply. Anyway, cable termination out of the way. Cable quality is excellent. This is a excellent quality cable. I am knocking things everywhere because there's not a lot of space in the video, but this is a really good quality cable. The connectors feel excellent. Plugging them in, let me try to do this on camera. Just has a nice like snap in it, and then just unplugging them is very satisfying. Very good quality connector. These are better connectors than the ones that actually Hart Audio uses. Well, there you go. That's proof that I'm not sponsored, but these are the connectors that Hart Audio is using. I like the connectors on the stock a lot better. They feel more quality when they're plugged in. You don't have this like the satisfying like connection on these as much, and it's harder to pull out. See, thank God I have this mat here, just keeping it not damaged. These are just hard. The Hart Audio cable is just not as high quality in my opinion. like in feel and in finish. And so, but the one thing I don't like is that this is super thick. This is a very good quality, very smooth. But and actually, if you're using this on your desk, if it's probably pretty nice. But this is very thick. And also it terminates in a in a quarter inch. I don't know why they decided to do this, but they terminate in a quarter inch and give you a quarter inch to 3.5 adapter. Why not do the opposite? It doesn't make any sense to me at all. Like that there's no reason to start with the bigger connector. It just makes things worse if you want to use 3.5. Anyway, rant out of the way. That is just the what they decided to do. They made a lot of weird decisions with these headphones. Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about now comfort. These pads are excellent. These are very soft. You get lots of space on the inside, and the headband is also well padded as well. Maybe not as well padded as it's not as well padded as these are, but it's still got good padding for me. You get good coverage all around your head. I find these to be very comfortable, despite many people saying they're very heavy. And they are. These are very heavy headphones. But for me, I don't have problems with heavy headphones, at least from my experience. I can have them on for a long period of time. But I have a friend who owns the same set, and he says that it's very uncomfortable for him to wear for long periods of time because it gets very heavy for his neck. So I think it's just dependent on on your ability to have heavy headphones on your head. Is it comfortable for you to have that? Up to you. For me, I have no problems because the pads are very soft, so I'm able to keep them on my head with no problem. They can get hot if you wear them for too long, but it's not a big issue that's particular to this headphone. All right, that's comfort. Let's talk about build quality. Build quality is excellent. This metal though is a bendable metal. This is not it doesn't feel too solid. You can bend this if you were to actually try, and I'm not gonna do that on camera, but you can bend this metal. It's not it's not the highest quality metal, but it is metal. It's better than being made of plastic. All of it is pretty much metal, I think. This is metal. This is a very nice metal. What do you call it? Back, whatever. Overall, very good build quality. I have no problems with build. Now let's talk about sound. That's where these are interesting. Now these are closed back, but they have the sound stage of a very, very high quality open back. The sound stage was the most impressive thing about these for me. And there's a lot of impressive stuff about these headphones. But the sound stage, wow, the sound stage. This is the best sound stage I've heard in a closed back. It's unreal. It's obviously way better than the 650 in soundstage, if you're wondering. But this is, I'm trying to think of a good comparison. It's not HD 800 soundstage, of course. But this is, what's another popular open back? This is a wider soundstage than the Hi-Fi Man Ananda, if you've heard that headphone. This is your head. I'd say this, it's really hard to do this without, because we're not doing IEMs right now. It's going to be like this. It's wide. It's wide. It's not as wide as my K12, but it almost is as wide as my K12. That's impressive. These are closed back, fully closed back, and you're getting excellent soundstage. So in the soundstage department, amazing. Imaging, excellent imaging. No issues at all. You really can pinpoint locations very well. Let's talk about tuning. You're getting a bright tuning here. We have great treble, forward mid-range. Just overall, it's not emphasizing anything really, except the one bad thing, and this is a deal breaker for a lot of people and is a deal breaker for me, is that they have no bass. Just none. It's like if you took the equalizer and you just removed all the bass, all of it. Just lowered it to close to nothing. And that is just sad. Very sad. It makes these headphones go from something I would have recommended to everybody at the price to recommend to nobody. Almost. These have gorgeous mid-range. Gorgeous highs. The best in the price, I think. Really very detailed, yet natural sounding. It has great speed. It's just excellent sound all around. But once you get to any bassy part of a track, or even just any background bass, it's so thin and small and just behind everything. Like, you barely hear it at all. Like, it's incredible how they even managed to do that. In a closed back headphone, there's barely any bass at all on these things. Like, in amount wise. It's not even poor quality. It's not great quality either, but it's not poor quality. It's just not there. It's not making the noise, almost. It's like, barely. It really is as if you took an EQ, you had it flat, and you just took most of the, like, lower notes and just gone. You removed it. And, man, it makes me mad. It makes me mad because I love the mid-range and I love the highs on these so much. And I can understand, like, having headphones that are good at one specific thing, because like, some headphones do really amazing things, like in one specific aspect, and you love to wear those headphones for that thing. And I have that for many headphones. But when it comes to doing one part of it this poorly, this little amount of bass, it makes them unusable, really, for me. Like, having one really good trait and doing everything okay or good is fine for me. But if you do some things really great, but everything else or doing like the bass horribly, I can't use it. A whole part of the song I'm listening to is missing. So it's useless. Now, if we're gonna talk about possible uses for these, gaming. I can imagine these being excellent for gaming. If you don't need bass and you want to get these for gaming, you need a close back. Excellent. Great soundstage, great imaging. You're going to do great. You're going to love it. You don't need too much bass in a gaming headphone, despite probably what some gaming headsets will have you believe. I think actually having less bass will be more helpful in a gaming situation. Otherwise, I don't know. I feel like movies would be pretty boring with these since there's really no bass. Man, there's some classical tracks sound wonderful on these because they have no like bass in the track, but otherwise I cannot recommend these. And it makes me so upset, so disappointed to say that, because they are so good. So much potential in these. Just nullified by the fact that they have no bass. And this is not just my unit. I also wanted to say that before I close. This is not just my unit. I have a friend, he bought it the same time as I did, same exact set, and he said the same thing to me. These are awesome, but there's no bass. I can't use them, there's no bass. I wish I could, but they have no bass. And this is after I thought there's like no bass. And I told him, like, dude, like, how do you feel about these headphones? And he's like, yeah, they're great, but they have no bass. I'm like, same. These are amazing, but they have no bass. Anyway, I feel like I've repeated myself enough times I think you get the point. Excellent build, excellent comfort for me at least. If you can handle heavy headphones, they have good padding, good comfort. Overall, looks wise, there's just a black default headphone .jpeg. You know, like just this is the most generic thing you can get in a look. Build quality great, comfort great, sound, as I said, that's the issue. There's no bass. Okay, I hope this helped out. See ya.